Jackets lose 5-2 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. So last week, the Tampa Bay game was frustrating because the Jackets played the correct way. They just couldn't win because it's Tampa. It's just a monster, whatever. You have to kind of write the game off. This game was frustrating because the Jackets did not show up in the first period or the first 5 minutes of the second period. They just made lazy plays. Pittsburgh was allowed to walk in his zone. Gensel stood by himself in the slot. Nobody challenged him. The Jackets did get a goal in the first period, but it was ways off for goalie interference. And then by the time they started to play, it was too late. They got the 2 goals, come back. It's going to cost you the game when you don't show up to start the game. When you let teams have space in your zone, it's going to cost you games. It's going to cost you playoff spots. Right now, we're outside looking in, 1 point back of the Penguins. We could be 3 points ahead of them, 4 points from Washington. So we dropped that fast out, and we have to win every game, and the next game is going to be super important. I did see people online going like, oh, playoff Bob's back, Pittsburgh Penguins own Bob. There's a fun fact that after the game tonight, the Columbus Blue Jackets are 6-13 since 2012-2013 season against Pittsburgh Penguins, 9-24 if you include playoffs, and we've now lost 7 games in a row to the Penguins. I don't think it's all Bob. I think it's a team. For whatever reason, we just can't play Penguins. They own us, kind of like how Anaheim owns Calgary. Certain teams know the other team. We have to figure out a way to stop this, and at least play decently against Pittsburgh. That's one of the more frustrating things about it, though, is if they were playing the correct way, I could go, all right, they play the correct way, they just lost. It happens. You're not going to win every single game. But to play like crap and to lose against the same team time after time after time, that has to stop. They had a great game against San Jose. They took one of the deadly teams offensively and one of the great defensive teams and shut them out 4-0. Don't know why that team could not show up here. It would have been just as easy. Pittsburgh is decimated on defense, and it should have been easy for us to get in the middle of the ice and pit pucks on Murray, but we could not do that for whatever reason, and we need to figure out what that reason is, because we play them again in about a week. Starting off, though, first period, a little bit of a feeling out process. It's been a while since we've seen each other, so kind of getting back to used to each other. We're getting physical, pinning some shots on net for both teams. Goalies are making some saves. A little over halfway through the period, we have a face-off in the offensive zone. So Duchesne's out there, and he loses the face-off to Crosby. It sucks. Duchesne's known to win face-offs, but you're not going to win every single one, so whatever. Pittsburgh comes around the net. They go out of the zone. Patrick Hornquist carries it into the zone, goes behind the net, and Crosby's standing in the corner. And Hornquist gets the puck to Crosby. Gensel comes in from the point, stands in the slot. Panarin eventually flies by going, oh no, don't shoot, and tries to block it. As Crosby picks the puck over to Gensel, Gensel picks it past Bob, and the Penguins have a 1-0 lead. Gensel scoring against us is nothing new. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I think it's like in 9 games he has 7 goals against the Jackets. It's unreal how many goals he has against us, so maybe we should watch him more. He's their leading goal scorer. Pit a guy on him, it's kind of like watching Kucherov. It's the smart thing to do. But we're only down a goal. Pittsburgh's all decimated on defense. We got a bunch of new acquisitions. Let's go out and attack Pittsburgh. We get in the offensive zone, moving the puck around really well, get the puck to the point. Jones blasts it past Murray. Jackets score 1-0. Jones breaks a 22-game goalless streak, and the Pittsburgh goes, we're going to challenge for goalie interference. And when they did that, I'm like, we just lost. I didn't even have to see the replay, and I knew Pittsburgh was going to win this challenge. They showed the overhead view. We're on the right side of Matt Murray. Go around the net. He gets his stick kind of caught on the net, and as he goes over, he pushes over, he taps Jenner's skate, and then he just falls back and sits in the net and waits for us to score. Jenner was battling with the Penguins defender in the crease, and he was kind of pushing, but it was kind of accident on purpose push there. It was like, I'm going to go there, but you're going to make me go there. And so he did that, and then Murray falls and just sits down and didn't even make an attempt to make the save. He didn't flail a glove, arm, nothing. Just, I'm going to wait. And then it goes past him and the Jackets score. If you were to flail and something like, okay, Jenner stopped him from making the save. He just went, nope, they score, I'm going to get the goal interference, I don't care. And just sat there and waited. And of course, the refs go, rule interference. And if there was a set rule was if you touch the goalie, period, that's fine. But I've seen stuff like this, the exact same play, ruled not goal interference. So who knows what goal interference is from the league anymore. So Pittsburgh still has the 1-0 lead. But it was a good job by us. We actually were able to put a puck past Murray. We just have to go and do it again. Coming near the end of the period, David Savard has the puck behind the net. He goes and makes a play out of the zone. It gets turned over in the neutral zone. Pittsburgh makes a couple passes. They enter the zone. McCann just walks down, takes a shot, beats Bob, glove side. Supposedly it hits Savard. Bob didn't even attempt to make a move at it. He just stood there and went, oh, it went by me. Okay. Bob has been so good the past couple of games with his glove. He's been able to grab stuff out of the air, making glove stop after glove stop after glove stop. But for whatever reason, this game, he couldn't do that. And that was one of the primary examples. And once they figured out that, they had that goal to go off of. They had Ginsel's goal glove side, and they continue to attack Bob's glove side. But that's also one of those things where if Savard makes the pass and it gets out of the zone, and rather than just tap it as it goes by our bench, we actually control the puck and skate into the offensive zone, and we don't turn over to Pittsburgh, and they walk right back into our zone. Nobody contested them as they walked in our zone. Our defense was too far back, and he had all the time and space he wanted to take that shot on Bob. So one of our new acquisitions, Adam McQuaid, he's out there playing in his first game as a Jacket, and Brian Rust comes into the zone. Adam McQuaid goes in and just lights him up. It's little far from the boards, kind of dirty, but the ref was standing there and stared at the entire way. So if he let it go, all right. When the hit was thrown, they both went down and stayed down. McQuaid looked like he would just got the wind knocked out of him. He took a couple of shifts into the second period before he eventually did come back out. Brian Rust would leave the game. It looked like he had some sort of leg problem. But we would end the first period down 2 goals. But Pittsburgh's given up 2-goal leads this entire year. So while it's not the greatest position to be in against a team that's had our number in the past, we should be able to come back in this game. They had just lost to Philadelphia Outdoor on Saturday in the final couple minutes of the game. They were up by 2 and then they end up losing in overtime. So we have 2 periods to work with. So we come off for the second period. About a minute in, we're in our zone. Seth Jones makes a play over to Harrington, who's playing with him because McQuaid's injured. Harrington tries to go out of the zone. It gets broken up by a Penguins player. They just smack it towards the wall. Malkin skates from the middle of the blue line over to the wall, gets it, just throws it at the net, and it beats Bob about a minute into the second period. That's another one of those goals where they just got it, they threw it at the net, and it beat Bob glove side. About 5 minutes in the period, though, we're in our zone. Puck's starting to go to the corner. Says Jones has it. Hornquist goes to lift his stick, and when he does that, he gets the shaft of his stick and hits Jones in the face. So Jones grabs his face because he got hit in the face trying to get a penalty. The ref arm shoots up. We move the puck around the corner. Get it to Harrington. Harrington has the puck starting to skip the ice, gets the blue line, slows it down. As Harrington started to skip the ice, Dzingel saw what was happening, and on the weak side, flew the zone. Just took off, got to the blue line, being the person there for Harrington to hit to enter the zone. Harrington slows down as he gets to the blue line to get Bob to go to the bench so we can get a couple of different people on for us to have out there with extra attacker. Pittsburgh starts to come at him. Harrington really doesn't have anywhere to go with this puck, but Dzingel did a great job and gave him an outlet and saw what was forming and went full speed across the blue line all the way over to our bench so Harrington could go straight up the boards. When Dzingel got to our boards, the puck was getting right to him. He got it, spun, and threw it into the center of the ice where Borkner picked it up, walked into the zone, hit his beautiful shot that he always has that he took in stride over Matt Murray's glove, and the Jackets are finally on the board. They're still down by 2 though, but Oliver Borkstrand picks up his 12th goal of the year on a great shot on the delayed penalty, and Ryan Dzingel picks up his first point as a Columbus Blue Jacket. That play, I think, will get Dzingel some more ice time. He was out of the zone. Harrington could have hit him a long time before he did, and he saw Harrington didn't have an outlet, and he made an outlet for Harrington, and he made a play once he got there. He just didn't tip it into the zone so Pittsburgh can get it. He pinned to the center of the ice so somebody could pick it up, and Borkstrand used his shot. I think Borkstrand playing with the Dzingel can be a great thing for Borkstrand. They can get him finally going. And for the start of the second period, Duchesne and PLD had switched in position. So PLD's back with Atkinson and Panarin. And if you put Duchesne with those two, we are going to have a solid 1-2 punch. A couple minutes later, we have a power play. Duchesne wins the faceoff. Huge thing. We used to rarely do that. Now that we're Duchesne, I think we can win more faceoffs, and that would greatly help our power play out. Aside from Duchesne doing his other Duchesne stuff, winning the faceoff is just going to improve our power play percentage. Wins it to Zach. Zach gets over to Cam. Cam takes a couple steps down, doesn't like what he has, goes back to Zach. Zach goes, well, we'll go to the other shooter, Panarin. Panarin pits a shot on net. Schultz blocks it, goes right over to Cam. Cam pits it past Matt Murray. 10 seconds into the power play, and Cam has 35 goals on the year. Jackets are within 1. Cam also tied his career high in goals. For the rest of the period, though, it was all Jackets. We just couldn't beat Matt Murray. We were in the offensive zone. We were shooting pucks. We were recovering pucks. We were breaking up plays. Bob was making saves. We were creating turnovers in the neutral zone. And as soon as Pittsburgh would enter our zone, we would create a turnover and go out of the zone. If Bob were to give a rebound, we would pick it up and get out of the zone. With a lot of one-dones for Pittsburgh, we were spending some time in the offensive zone. Just couldn't get quality shots on Matt Murray. We got quantity. We just needed better shots. Couldn't get to the middle of the ice. But we had the second period down by a goal. We gave up a fluky one at the beginning of the period, but we got 2 big ones there. We just got to continue to apply the same pressure that we did for most of the second period, and we'll be right back in this game. Coming off of the third, don't have as much pressure as we did in the second period, but we're still right there making a couple of chances. Matt Murray's making saves. I'm saying, all right, maybe we just need that one little click. Pittsburgh's letting us hang in there. When we let teams hang in games, they generally make us pay, so maybe we can make Pittsburgh pay for letting us hang in around in this game. A little over halfway through the period, we're in the offensive zone. We lose a board battle. Pittsburgh chips out of their zone. It gets to Harrington at the blue line. He's smacking it as he's backing up, trying to get it to go down in front of him. McCann's right there. He smacks it past Harrington. Picks it up behind the backside of Harrington. Enters the zone. Picks a shot off. Bob gets a piece of it. It enters the net. McCann picks up his second goal of the night. And once again, the Penguins lead by 2. From that point on, it really seemed like we couldn't do anything. Pittsburgh got the momentum off that goal. We had a power play a little bit later on in the period where Pittsburgh started clear out of the zone. We knocked down the turnover, had a 3-on-0, and nobody decided to shoot the puck. So, little things like that. But in all fairness, we got over to Atkinson. Atkinson tried to go back to Duchesne, who would have had the wide open net. Duchesne just wasn't prepared for it. That kind of stuff takes some time to build up. If Duchesne and Atkinson had been playing together all year, like Panarin or PLD, that would have been in the back of the net because they would have known that puck's coming right back to me. Crosby would end up hitting an empty net goal in, and Pittsburgh would win 5-2. So we lose to a team that's had a number in the past. We shouldn't have lost to them, but we got to take this game, forget about it, pull the few good things out of it, and go and attack Philadelphia. We have another Metro Division team that's been on fire lately. We need to shut them down and make this one less team race for the wild card position or even in our division. So until next time, click like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until then, I will see you later.